platonic friends of the opposite sex a deal breaker in a committed relationship? Let's start with Natasha. Go ahead.
That's a hard one, honestly. But when I think of that question, I have to think about like if I consider a married couple, like my parents, both of them find it inappropriate for them to have relationships with people of the opposite sex because they're in committed married relationships. And typically, I don't know, it is kind of hard. But when I do think of a married couple, I do find it like, why should a married man have relationships with just single women? Like, there's really no point for him to have relationships with them unless it's like, just they just see each other in passing or whatever. But I think deep relationships where they're either hanging out alone or not including their partner in these meetings or hangouts, whatever, that's kind of inappropriate. So
Victoria.
I agree with her.
I'm sorry, I was reading. Yeah, I agree.
What was the question?
Wait, what?
About the platonic friends.
Yeah.
Yes. I agree.
This one. Platonic friends of the opposite sex, a deal breaker in a relationship.
I would feel really uncomfortable if a guy had like a really, really this is
close,
this is my best friend.
Female friend.
They were like friends. Like you can have like female friends, but I don't think you should be like, this is my ride or die, like best friend,
Yeah. What about you?
I feel like it all depends. I feel like every situation is different. Obviously, if they're hanging out alone and not including the other partner, that's a big deal breaker. Also, going to the friend of the opposite sex and talking about relationship issues, that is also a big no as well. If you're going to talk about relationship issues with a friend, it should be a friend of the same sex. Just because, that is also inappropriate and could potentially lead open doors or give mixed signals. I don't know. So it really just depends, I guess, on every situation.
He can if he wants to. I choose not to. So.
Yeah, it's not necessarily a deal breaker. It would depend when the friendship was brought about. Was it before I was around? Is it after we started dating? And what are you getting from the friendship that is different from what you're getting out of this relationship? Yeah.
Okay. I think it's an L. Like if she, I can't speak for women. Maybe women have a different view on this. But if she has male friends, and I think it actually is a bit different because I think women, they can have genuine friendships with men. However, I don't think men can have genuine friendships with women because generally speaking, and here's why, because a lot of you, if any of you have male friends, I guarantee you, if you were to text them, let's assume that they're not in a relationship, you're not in a relationship. If you were to text them and say, would you like to hook up? The dude's going to say yes. So just on that alone, if you deep down would be willing to have sex with the person, it's not a good look. Also, it's just the guy's going to want to sleep with you. He's interested. A lot of male friends, they're just either, and especially like you hear this term friend zone, right? Girls friend zone guys that have initially shown a sexual interest in them. So if you have a dude in your friend zone who's your friend, however, the initial way you met him was he had a romantic interest in you, that's another layer to your friendship, and men don't really friend zone women. Like occasionally it happens, but it's usually women who friend zone men. And then it's men who fuck zone women. That's another conversation. But, so... Also, just to give an anecdote, I was dating this girl for 2 months, it was 2 or 3 months, and she was living with a guy who was her friend. And she said, we're just roommates, we're just housemates, just friends, whatever. And I'm like, there's some other signs there, but I was like, all right, what's going on? And she's like, listen, like, we're just friends, like, there's nothing there, like, we've just known each other for years, we're just friends. We lived like housemates, whatever. So I'm dating her for two months, and she's kind of being a little shifty and shit. I'm like, okay. And then turns out he was in love with her the entire time. And he like at some point, because I was kind of moving in, so to speak, not into their place literally, but we were progressing. He like broaches the hey, I love you. And then she's like, oh, I don't want to lose this great friendship I have. And then she's like, texts me and she's like, by the way, I'm now dating my housemate that's just my friend. So yeah, good times.
What would you say about like friend groups that have guys and girls in it? Like, would you be okay with that?
Friend, I mean, it's kind of iffy. I don't think I have a major issue with it. I think the big thing though is like when you say friend, like are you, because that could mean like when I think of a friend, I'm thinking like you're hanging out with this person one-on-one.
Oh, I don't.
And there's like no way I'd be cool with my girlfriend one-on-one hanging out with a guy. Even if it is platonic, it's a reputational thing because men care a lot about respect and reputation. So if one of my buddies say I'm trying to work on a business deal with somebody and my friend or this business connection sees, maybe he knows my girlfriend. I know this is a very hypothetical scenario, sees my girlfriend alone with another guy, that is going to potentially impact a business deal that I would otherwise close on or something. It's just, or just if it's just remove the business component from it. If it's just one of my male friends and they see me, getting tongue tied here, it's a bit late. If they see my girlfriend with another guy, I lose respect in my friend's eyes because they're like, what's going on?
Okay, yeah. I meant like if you all hang out as a group, like you're not hanging out with them one-on-one, but like he's like part of your friend group.
Is she partying? Because I don't date chicks who party.
Okay, so yeah, I don't know. Like I was
That's
just
another
like,
good conversation we can have really quick.
Think about like, I don't know, like the show Friends, how they're all friends, or like something like that.
Yeah.
Like they just all hang out. Like
that's fine. For me, I don't really care. Maybe other guys have an issue with it. I'd say that's fine. But if you're hanging out like one-on-one,
yeah.
and if you're texting like male friend, that is a little of an eyebrow raise for me. So, and then like, I remember once we had on the show, a girl said, oh yeah, I've got a male friend and I would like, I go to his house alone. And like, even if you genuinely are friends, it's the appearance of impropriety. It just, it doesn't look good. Mm-hmm. And I think male friends are no good. But like friend group, me personally, I wouldn't care, but some other guys may have an issue with it. So, yeah.
What if a friend is like far away?
Have you fucked him?
No.
I mean,
what are you?
So you're a pen pal with a male?
Not like pen pal, but like I was in Germany. We met in Germany. We went to a couple of dates, but he moved to another place.
You went on a couple dates.
Y'all went on a couple dates. Majority
Yeah,
of
it's
the time
already-
when females are friends with guys and in a relationship, whenever something goes wrong with that guy, they always feel the need to go to their guy friends and be like, hey, like, can you, like, because to them, they're like, oh, because you're a guy, you can help me, like, try to understand what's wrong with my boyfriend or why he's thinking like that, or maybe, like, give me advice on what I should do because you're another guy. But in all reality, you shouldn't be going to another man about your man whatsoever. But a lot of the times, girls with male friends will always go to those guys while they're in relationships.
I mean, I don't talk about my relationship with anybody, but what I'm saying is that it's just like he's far away. He's in Germany and I live in the States. There's no way. There's no competition per se. Like you can't compete with like somebody I have right here, right now in any way.
You can compete emotionally.
Yeah, emotionally.
Yeah.
Like I said, like
Good
you
point.
can text him, you can call him, you guys can go back and forth. Like you can ask him for like it doesn't matter if
Yeah,
you
you
see him in person
dated.
or not. You can
You
like you
dated.
still had a past with him, so that emotional connection could still be there to where you feel you can go and ask him these questions about your relationship.
Here, let me ask you, let's say, would you have an issue with a guy who, let's say he's in San Francisco and he has a girlfriend, he has an ex-girlfriend in LA who he's still texting?
But like ex-girlfriend is different if like you've been in a long-term relationship.
Well, you said
with
you went on
somebody.
a couple dates with the
Yeah,
guy.
I've been in a couple dates. It's like
Did you guys
talk.
have sex?
No.
Well,
If you went on a couple dates, he was interested in you
Yeah, you
and
guys were
wanted to see
interested
it
in
through further. So
Yeah, but like
The
now there's no
intention
point,
was-
and that's why I'm like, but he kind of like still
what?
keeping.
So you only went on 3 dates.
And he moved to another, so we might. That's why we never went more because he moved.
Okay, so it's there is no punctuation mark on your relationship.
No.
This is if you were to in the future go to Germany or you guys were to connect somewhere, would dating continue?
I don't know. It's not up to me.
see that.
Well,
Red-
it's just
red
already
flag on
Yeah.
red flag.
Red flag. You wouldn't know.
I'm friends
No
with this
way.
guy
Whoa.
too. We're like really good friends. We've been friends for 5 years, and we've been both single or both in relationships, and absolutely nothing has happened. And like, I don't feel like either of us want to date each other.
Mhm.
Like, and I don't know, when you thought about like I've seen him friend zone other girls, so like maybe he's just the type of guy that like will be friends with girls, but that's like one relationship. I agree, but that's like one relationship that I think like I'll have for a long time, and I don't think either of us want to fuck each other. Like, it's been 5 years. Like, one of us would have made a move, you know?
Sometimes men that
Yeah.
are simps will literally wait until the opportunity that they get to have any chance where, you know, you want to go cry on their shoulder, all of a sudden you don't feel good, oh, my boyfriend dumped me. Like, that's when they take their chance, and some of them do not care how long it takes. They will be there until the time is right.
Are you attracted to him?
No,
Is he attracted to you?
no,
So it's just friends.
just friends.
Why is he not attracted?
Yeah.
Like,
And how did you like become friends? Curious.
we became friends during class.
Okay.
I don't know. We just like both kind of got close to each other, but I've never like found him like attractive in any way. Like, I've never like emotionally felt like I liked him or like physically was attracted to him.
I just feel like it's not normal typically for guys to hang out with girls that they're not attracted to in some way. Like, how did you even get introduced to his life without him being somewhat attracted to who you were?
He can always tell you that he doesn't feel that way, but there's no reason for him to stick around for that long if there's no intention whatsoever.
Wait.
Emotionally, physically.
Let's try something. Can you text him right now? Where does he live?
He's probably sleeping. He goes to school in Massachusetts.
Oh, so he's on the East Coast.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let's try. Text him right now and say, "Hey, I'm in Boston. I
need you."
Do you want? This is a tough one because I don't know how that's gonna. Basically, say, "Hey, do you want to hook up?"
No.
Come on.
No.
Oh.
And you can tell
He's
him
a
after.
girlfriend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Never mind.
He's had like multiple girls. I don't want to like. I'm not
Even
starting
better.
beef for,
Even
like-
better.
Even better.
Even better. Stirring
it.
the pot.
Yeah.
No.
No.
Never
I'm
mind.
gonna
Never
cause so many
mind.
problems for myself.
Never mind.
So you're afraid he's gonna say yes?
No. What I'm afraid of, I know he's going to say no, but then his girlfriend's gonna come after me and be like, "What the fuck are
Yeah,
you
but he's got a
doing?" And
girlfriend.
I'm gonna be like, "I was on a podcast. Like, sorry."
Don't trip. The interesting thing is though, earlier you brought up friends, right? Oh, friend group, right? They all fucked each other, basically.
Oh, in
Oh, that
France?
is true. Yeah, you have a good point there.
Ross was with
Rachel?
Rachel. And then, Joey was with Rachel and Phoebe. Wait, hold on.
Phoebe,
I'm trying to
yeah.
fucking.
Phoebe.
They
It's
never
been a minute.
fucked. They were never
Wait.
together.
Who's the one who's kind of
Rachel was with. Okay, I'm a big
Rachel was with Ross and
Joey.
Joey.
Chandler was with Monica.
just Monica.
Just Monica. Phoebe was with no one.
Phoebe was with no one. Although
Jo-
there was a moment. There's been
Yeah,
a few
there
couple
was a few
moments with
moments.
Phoebe.